All right. Hello and good evening, everyone. We're just about on time. According to Vijay, we're a minute late, but that's fine. How does it get better than that? Again, thanks, Vijay, for this space. For those of you who may not recognize or don't know yet, Vijay's been providing this space every day for over, and at least over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks now, where he's inviting someone or the other to speak on a different topic, and it's been pretty amazing. Um, this is my second opportunity, so I'm definitely very grateful for that. And yeah, he's also kind enough sometimes to let us choose our topics. Sometimes says, "Hey, would you like to speak?" And I think on both occasions I've chosen a topic that felt light to me. So light for me. So thanks again, Vijay, for that and the allowance. How does it
Thank
get
you.
better?
Gratitude for choosing.
Great. Um, all right. The topic is money madness. Any clue why, what, where the title is so?
How do you know you didn't choose this because that was the ask of many people?
Okay. I wonder if that's a question for me, or if that is actually something. It's a statement with a conclusion, but that's fine. Yes, that on a more serious note, it is actually one of those areas, and I'll tell you just a little bit later how things have lined up as a result of me choosing this topic. It's literally, it is mind blowing how things can change when we do not make money significant. Okay. Um, and all of you thinking that what the heck is he saying? How can it not be significant? I can tell you that there is a possibility around money that we haven't looked at. And right now, for at least the next 30 minutes, can you all completely keep your mind away? Would you be willing to just give this a thought? um, Shit, I said keep your mind away, and I was going to say with an open mind. So both of those don't go together. Well, will you receive what I'm saying with open arms, with a uh, as a viability, as a possibility, and just almost as if an experiment, and see if that works for you? Okay. Yeah. So Vijay's already given us a question. What demand am I refusing to put on myself that would make this amount of money show up for myself? Nice. I would include for myself and for everybody asking for it as well. What if we were the channels to be able to, or we were the medium to be able to get that? And what contribution can we be that we're not recognizing? And what if that's an invitation for others to recognize and identify what is in themselves that they have not yet looked and asked for? Okay, so everything that is, and all the confusion that brought up in most of your heads, are you now willing to let go? Good and bad, right and wrong, walking for online shots, boys and beyonds. I think a couple of people here may not be from the access consciousness space. So what I just said was the access consciousness clearing statement. It goes right and wrong, good and bad, POC and pod, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. The description elaboration of that is a completely different topic. There are two ways to do it. One is, if you like to do it, you can choose to do access bars with a bunch of us here who are facilitators. Or for a quick version of, for a quickie, for those of you who are really smart and get it in like 15 minutes, there's a website called theclearingstatement.com. Dr. Dane here, who's the co-creator of Access Consciousness, has explained it brilliantly. So please go and check it out and keep using it. So the premise of access consciousness is to always be in the question. So I'll keep asking questions because questions open up possibilities. Questions as we know it in our way of education and education system, or our way of growing up, has led us to answers, and answers always restrict us, right? Like for those of you who understand Hindi, there is that muhavra, right? Do or do panch, or ek or ek 11. That is not, that is that's not an answer, that's a possibility, while 2 plus 2 equal to 4 is an answer. So that in a very simple way is how you can consider a possibility showing up when you ask a question versus asking a question in order to reach a conclusion, so that there's nothing beyond that. So in Access, we're always asking questions, like always. Okay. Now, getting back to the topic. So money madness. Here's something I want to ask you, and please share what comes up. All right. And also one more thing, there is no judgment here. This is a non-judgmental space. So please share what comes up with the vulnerability, because what you hide, you cannot change. Money is such a vast topic that it will take some time, possibly, if that's what it is, to change. But what if now and today, at this moment, if you recognize and you're willing to unhide it, it can open up the doors to change that financial reality for you. All right. So on that note, are you mad for money, or are you mad at money? I see some people laughing. Can I ask you guys to please put on your cameras? It's just, I like to think I can read expressions from behind the names on gray tiles. But I didn't ask that question before this call. So it would be nice to see faces. And believe me, I'm not going to judge you guys, because that would not be the best use of the time that Vijay has granted us. Okay, so you can feel free, rest assured. And yeah, so the question for those of you who just joined us, are you all mad for money, or are you all mad at money?
Interesting question.
Yeah, so what's coming up? It's one or the other. So go for it.
Mad at money.
You're mad at money. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get, or what I'm getting is, for most of you, you're mad at money, right? So, okay. Nawaz says mad for money. Vijay says for money. Okay. Vilma says mad for money. Yes. Okay. So these are some of the lesser number of people. Hey, Avantika. So if you're mad for money, it's truth. If you're mad for money, are you having as much money as you've been asking for? You can unmute yourselves and speak, please. This has got to be a conversation.
Repeat. You just blew our heads. What?
So if you're, for those of you who said that you're mad for money and you're misidentifying it as being mad at money, my question is, has the amount of money you've been asking for showed up? For example,
No.
like, I want 1 lakh, right? I'd love to have, let's make it bigger. I'd like to have 25 lakhs earned during the quarantine. So is that being mad at money, or is that being mad for money?
Mad for money.
Okay, so if you're truly going to be mad for money, okay, is that going to show up? When you're mad at, okay, here's another scenario. For most people, either you're married or you have a partner, in whichever form, gender, no judgments. If you're being mad at your partner, what are you going to receive? Are you going to receive kisses and money, or are you going to get whacked with chappals and thrown out of the house? So that's the difference when I say mad for money versus mad at money. When you're mad for money, it's like, wow, I love this. This is so amazing. I want you. Like, it's it's bordering on that mad lover. Like, for those of you who've seen it in Dar, Shah Rukh Khan's movie in the 90s, he's bordering on being a stalker versus absolutely in love with Juhi Chawla in that movie. Right? So if we're looking at the positive side of it, if he's so mad for her, he's willing to do everything so that she comes to him. It's a different choice that she makes. That's a different thing. But see, money is simply an energy, and the universe has no point of view, because everything is energy. Universe is an always gifting universe. If the universe is always gifting us, recognize those areas where you asked for something and it showed up with so much ease. If it were not money and if it was something else, like today, I don't feel like going to the office. What would it take to have a holiday? And reasons pop up, right? Oh, boss, you know what? My wife is not feeling well. And at the same time, I have to go pick up my mother-in-law, she's coming, and all of those things. You suddenly have reasons why you want to get a holiday. But in the same way, do you ever ask for money so that it shows up like you want it? There's the difference between being mad for money versus being mad at money. Here's another thing, all right? Let's say money is this, for those of you who prefer the other gender, think of it as whatever. So for guys, if you like women, think of money as the woman of your dreams. For women, think of money as the guy of your dreams. And for those of you who have no gender preference, pick whatever you want. All right. Think of it as walking down the street in the opposite direction that you are walking. Okay. And this is money, all right? And my left hand, this is money, and this is you, and it's walking. What do you need to be for money to do a double take at you, stop, turn around, follow you, and then catch up with you? Versus you're going in opposite directions, money has just overlooked you and just gone past faster than you could slow down. Okay? So now, which of these do you want to be, the first or the second?
Obviously the
First.
Okay, obviously the first. Now, the thing is, obviously is a judgment. There's nothing ever obvious because everything is a choice. If you were to choose what money is looking for and you can be it, money has no option but to stop, turn around, and join you. But if you say, oh, dude, I'm hot, I'm sexy, money, don't you see? It's like, what's that? Is that saying, obviously I'm smart, obviously I'm handsome, obviously I'm sexy, obviously I'm curvy, and whatever else that is, all those things. But money is like, oh, I don't like sexy people, I like boring people, and money chooses that. Or money says, no, I don't like curvy, I like cylinder, whatever. Okay, this is coming from no judgment. I'm just saying something that is, what you have said is obvious may not be what it is, may not be what money is looking for. So if you were to get out of what is obvious, what's available is pure choice. So now, money is an energy, and energy always flows where there is a lot of lightness, where there is a lot of space, where there's a lot of joy in moving somewhere. Therefore, if you're this inviting energy, if you're this person who's going to be absolutely in love with money, and you're always going to be like, money come, money come, money come. If you're being that inviting thing where it just wants to come into your space, be with you in your energies, that is being mad for money. If you were to go, when you choose your hotels, or when you're traveling and all of that, do you pick a shitty place to stay? Or do you pick something that at least at minimum is like how it would be if you were at home? At minimum, right? So I, for one, at least, if not anything, it has to be at least have those amenities and comforts like home. I would obviously choose better because I'm paying for it, right? I'm like, okay, I'm investing, or I'm doing all of this. Therefore, I'd ask for more and I'll get it. The same way, if money has to come to you, what do you need to be? At minimum, where money can feel at home. And more than that, when you say, okay, how does it get better than this? More than that, you've got to be everything else that money is going to ask for. And guess what? Money follows joy. So if you are that space, if your home is that space, if your business is that space, if your relationships are that space, if everything in your life is that space where there is joy, and by joy, I mean an elevated level of happiness. Okay? If you can be all of that joy, there is no way that money can't come. It's like you are this joy, and money has no option but to only look at you and turn back. No way. So everywhere you are not being mad for money, are you willing to destroy and uncreate all of that, please?
Yeah.
Times are Godzilla, good and bad, right and wrong, fucking power, shots, boys and beyonds. whose lies, what lies, and how many lies are you using to be mad at money instead of being the invite for money to come and be home with you, feel at home with you, stay at home with you, and contribute everything that you ask for. Whew, everything that doesn't allow that to show up with total ease, dynamically and right away. Are you willing to try and create all of that, please? Times a godzillion, good and bad, right and wrong, fucking for all nations, boys and beyonds. And for any of you who haven't heard that, godzillion is that number which has so many zeros that even apparently God can't count. But I'm sure in the lockdown, even God has time to count those many zeros. So what would it take for that to be outcreated? What would it take for the number of zeros to be outcreated as what godzillion is? Everything that is good and bad, right now, pocket for all nations, boys and beyonds. And here's another tip, all right? And this one sentence, literally after years of having been told that money is this, it's so hard. So I come from literally a middle class background, and I always was so different. And in my choice of things, I would never ever was able to make a demand because my dad was so strict, and he would lose his temper at the drop of a hat. But internally, it's like always, I would like to have this. I would like to have those nice things of this car and this hotel and this restaurant, maybe even this kind of a vacation. All that was the desire, right? It did show up when I was willing to let the projections that were impelled on me of what you can't be because of the class that you belong to, because of the neighborhood you grew up in, because of the family that you chose to have, because of the relatives that you have, because of the friends that you chose to have, because of the school, college, work, God knows what else, and every lifetime that you've had poverty consciousness about. Everything that is, can we just try and unclear it all, please? Good and bad, right and wrong, fucking for all nations, boys and beyonds. I just realized that what I started off with and didn't frame into a perfect question, but I'm literally going with what's coming. And I also would request you guys, if please do stop and speak. It's been a monologue. I see a few people mouthing, so I can see that. I see a yes, I see whatever else I've asked for. It would be nice to hear voices too. So yeah, what we have as a money mentality, and here's another caveat to it. If your money mentality and if your money situation is great, please continue to do that. Do not have to change something because I'm saying it. However, if your money situation is great, it's like saying, yeah, it's all great, and that's the answer. If there we always go and say, okay, my money situation is great, and how does it get better than this? That opens up a possibility for more of that to show up. And the reason I'm inviting all of you to ask this is because when there is more money, there is more you can choose to do with that, even if it's only for yourself. But I you know what? I can tell that for every one of you, that when you have more money, you will find more ways to do things for the world than you choose not to do now, because your reason is, I do not have that kind of money. So here's another thing that I was told by, I think it was Bhagya Lakshmi Murli, for most of you who know. She said, she read this in some book. She said, it's the responsibility of the geniuses, rather, it is the irresponsibility of the geniuses to be mediocre. Everywhere we are stooping ourselves and keeping ourselves at the level of mediocre because we're too afraid to be the geniuses we truly are. Can we now destroy and uncreate all of that, please? Good and bad, right and wrong, talking for all nations, boys and beyond. Because guess what? If you truly are willing to unleash the genius that you are, you might lose your family, you might lose your friends, you might not fit into the parties that you're invited to. But hey, guess what? That's always the place where you wanted to get out of, but you never ever acknowledged. That's always the place where you were mad at money. So is now the time for you to choose to be mad for money? so you can actually be everything that you know you are. And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, receive, and be that right away. Can you just try and uncreate all of that, please? Good and bad, right and wrong, talking about online shots, boys and beyonds. So yeah, what I was telling earlier.
Pramod, I have a question.
Yes, Avantika.
Yeah. So I have been moving into the space of being in and out of money. So I know I'm the creator. I am creating, and then all of a sudden, boof, and then again I'm creating, and that that wave. What would it take for it to be a continuous flow of creation of money and ease?
Don't do it. Don't do it because don't do it because you will become so much better, and you'll become such an inspiration, and you'll have proven all those people wrong that you can't handle their judgments.
Yeah, that's true. So
How much of, yeah.
I'm the only family member right now who's creating in this space, and I'm finding
That's fine. Don't mute yourself. It's fine. Go ahead.
that's my little one wanting to say, okay, I'm creating as well. So yes, I'm acknowledging that.
Yes.
So yeah, and it's like me creating, but the space that my parents are into social work, and it's all about giving, and in a space of, okay, so how can you ask for money at this time? And I'm like, but I'm giving them something, or they're
Right. So,
choosing to do that.
right. So there's another thing, right? I was watching this tour of consciousness video. If I find it, I will share it. But otherwise, folks, Dr. Dane here, look up his tour of consciousness. And there is one video he talks about where he was working on this one person, and she says, I've done this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and still I don't have the kind of money I've been asking for. I don't have the kind of money I've been desiring for. So he says, that's all fine, but did you really ask? Saying, okay, universe, I'd like to have that kind of money. Like, oh, it would be so nice to have it. It'd be so nice to have it. That's just that desire. But where is that one step of starting, ask and receive? Like, very simple, all right? That's a very simple thing. But in your case, how much of what you are being is under this canopy of what your parents have impelled? You're under their chhatrachaya, like they say, right? This is everything under which you're growing up. The most you're able to do is sometimes you'll go out from this side and get little money, but then you get drawn back under it, and then you'll find another direction, you'll go out and come back into it. How much are you unwilling to actually burst out through this and probably be the canopy under which they can be?
Wow, that's so beautiful. Because you're right, I'm trying to be me in a box, and that's not helping
There's two
anyone.
things. You're trying, and then first of all, try is an effort. Okay, that's control. And then you're trying to be in the box. So that's like double effort. So how easy is it going to be to create a graph that goes like this, that just keeps going and creating? Because here's how I see it, guys. When you start something, right? The way I always say it, I've asked for this. This is my new foundation now. That's where I'm building from. Is there fun in creating like 3 floors and then saying, I like it better down here, so let's demolish all of this and restart? When you know that you created everything at that point in time. That's your new money reality. This is what you've started asking for. It's all coming up. And then the universe is given you, and you're like, no, why? My parents, my husband, my wife, my society, my whatever. Same goes for some of us who are students, some of us who are in businesses, at work. Where are we unwilling to be better than those who we know? Sorry, this plane just flew over my head and I lost that. Basically, where are we unwilling to outcreate? Outcreation is this space of no competition, guys. It's like, here's like 3 steps away is where your destination is, okay? And you don't have currently the capacity to take that leap. So someone else has already taken 1 step. They've shown you a possibility. So we get to that space. And now, using this as a leverage, I take 1 more step. So what's happened? The 3 steps to my destination have already been taken by these 2 steps. Now that I am here, The person who was behind me sees, hey, okay, Pramod has shown me something else. Now, where and how can I use that to get to that destination? Right? So from here, I have taken 2 steps. This person has taken 2 steps. So he's reached the destination. I'm like, oh, that destination is actually possible for us to reach. So if this is a goal that you're looking at in any area of your life, if it's specifically for money as a target or a business or whatever, when someone else achieves it, how much of, I mean, do we really get, does it become an aspiration? Does it become an inspiration, or does it become jealousy and competition?
Inspiration.
For those of you who it's an inspiration, please ask for that to show up. Please ask the universe saying, this is what I'd like to have. Start today, ask, and do whatever it takes for you to take the next step forward. Ask the question, take the next step. But for the rest of us, or for most of us, where it becomes jealousy and competition, guess what? This person has shown you a possibility. Instead of getting on that and then saying, okay, I'm going to show you something different because here's my capacity. Okay, I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to invite you. It's not show is more of a competition thing, but I'm inviting you to this. Instead, what we're doing is you're pulling this person back. So the new money reality that could be created with both of us working in sync or one after another, what's happened? You destroyed both. You pulled it back.
Yeah.
So this applies to all of us, not just in money. Money is just one of those things. It's easier to identify where it's happened. Every time someone gets a raise, every time someone gets a gift in the house, maybe siblings, like, oh, that one got more than me. This one got more than me. I didn't get, or whatever. Or when we get it, it's like, yeah. See, I got a better one than you. All of that nonsense, right? So that's the space of being willing to outcreate. Outcreate is saying it's as healthy. Competition is not. Competition is waiting to kill the other person. So everywhere we've been functioning as competition because that is what we've been taught, or at least for the most of us. And even if it weren't taught, what if you've been perceiving other people's thoughts that you made it as your own? What if other people's projections were so real, so solid, and you didn't have a way of acknowledging that you are perceiving that? And recognizing that this is not me, and being willing to step up and use all the courage and use the energy and be the energy of changing things at the drop of a hat or with a snap. Can we just try and unclear all of that, please?
Yes, please.
Good and bad, right and wrong, talking about online shots, boys and beyond. Okay, so the last thing I want to say is, like I said earlier, I'm coming back to it. What I recognized when I heard this, this was Dr. Ashish Narayankar. He's a medical doctor, but he's been an access consciousness certified facilitator in multiple other areas for I think 8-9 years now. I recently attended his foundation, which is the next class that people generally attend after access bars. He said, other areas I understand, other areas in our life, I get those things. But he says, money is the easiest thing to change. Money is the easiest thing to change. So now when I say this, just recognize everything that's happening in your head, in your space, in your body. You're like, For most of us, it's like that. I mean, for some of us, it's lesser than the others, but for most people, that is how it happens. But take this from someone who's recognized and have started to change and working on that using the tools of access. Money is the easiest thing to change because it's just energy. Like water to turn to water vapor requires an action. What is that? Heat. So to transform, to move from not having money to having money is just your point of view. Recognize what it is, get to that, be willing to change it, and money is looking at you saying, oh, okay, let's change something. Time to take one step forward and maybe even peep and see if that's what's calling me now. What if that's today you can be that one step invite to money instead of being the repelling force that's sent it 10 steps away?
Yes.
Just a choice. Cool.
Thank you so much, Pramod.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for the question. So I'm going to start wrapping up. I've got only about 5 minutes left. There's actually, like I was telling you, how me choosing this topic and choosing this, choosing to do this webinar, the Zoom call, literally lined up a bunch of things. Tomorrow, Smriti Goswami is actually conducting a class. She's never done this before. She only does the stipulated ones in her realm that Access has as a, different classes. She's doing for the first time a class. It's called, forgot the name of it. Creating your, damn. Okay, I'm going to try to recollect that because I came up with the title for it. Creating the future of your business and money today. Okay. Right now, everybody is in the space of what's happening to my business. Am I going to stay employed? Where's the money coming from? All of that. So we recognize that for the future that's coming, today is when we need to start to act. But today, what are we doing? We're worrying about the future, saying, oh, I don't have the money today. You wake up tomorrow, I don't have the money today. You wake up a third day, I don't have the money today. Like, oh shit, my business is not making money. I can't pay my employees. How many people do I have to lay off? And for the others who are employed, let me not be the one who's going to get laid off, right? So I would suggest doing that call. It's for anybody who would like to choose. You don't have to have done any Access Consciousness classes. I would invite you to choose that. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Probably go until 7:30, and it's I think it's 3,500 rupees. Do it just for the fun of it, with no vested interest. There's no guarantee of anything, and the best part is when you go in with a complete open arm attitude, you'll receive more than what you're looking for, and that's a given. There will be plenty of testimonials to what I've just said about this. Right now, we don't have the time to discuss, but that's what I invite you to. And then there's another class that's coming up called Business Done Different. It's a 3-day class. I've attended 2 of those in 10 days. Okay. And that's literally changing a lot of stuff. And I was just on another call where another dozen people spoke about what has changed. So that's lined up. And I myself have a couple of call series coming up. I'm going to do a series of calls on money based on a bunch of things. That's probably coming up in the middle of May. But starting this weekend and next, I'm having a 6-call series on various areas that that can change if we're choosing to. It's called the Strike Through series. Watch out for the poster. It's going to be on social media, or you can message me and everywhere. So it'll be out. It's a 6-call series. Starts on Saturday, unless something changes, for a couple of hours, Tuesday, Saturday. That's the one that's coming up. I'm currently doing 2 book reads, actually. One is called The Place. It just started this afternoon. And I finished one called The Magic. Actually, it's right here at my desk. That's the one I'm doing. It's brilliant. Okay, that's Magic, and this is The Place. These are 2 different books on Access. Magic has, again, it's reading through, and there are questions, which this has been vouched for by many people, guys. I had it. I haven't read it for 5 years. Now is the time. And here's The Place that I'm reading. It's a novel, really, by Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access. It just started today. Hop on if you like. Also, the other thing is, for that series that's starting on Saturday, it's 6 calls. 6666 is the number. Note there's an extra 6, so it's lucky and it's not the Satan number. So there's no doom coming. And if you choose to do that, you can get onto these book reads for free. That's what it is. The posters, if you've received it, has my social media handles and my phone number. So yeah. So the only question I'd like to leave you all with is,
there is one more question.
Yes.
Yes, Panchami has
how do you get out of
one question from Panchami.
Yes. How do you get out of a space of self-limitation when it has been drilled into you that the only way is to put in extreme hard work and slog and slog and slog, and then maybe it will materialize. So exactly that. You said it yourself, Panchami, maybe it will materialize. So look at how you have followed that pattern your entire life so far, and see if it was a natural way of your being. If that wasn't natural for you, if that wasn't your, like, you are always laughing and you're always like willing to be with people and all, that's your natural self. But when you have to slog, what happens to you? You probably can't even recognize your own face in the mirror, right? So unmute yourself, it's fine. So you can't even recognize yourself. So That will not work. That is why it doesn't work, because it's not you. It's like when something has to flow, right? Water will find a way to flow. Why? Because it's an open space. Same way with energy. Energy will transform, move and go. But if you're in a space where it is solid, how much effort do you have to put to get past that? That's exactly what it is. It's this hard work, hard effort that will get you things. But truth has it.
Yeah.
And you might also want to look and ask at those people who say, I've worked so hard. They take pride in saying it. But if you actually look behind that veil, you see the other parts. That's actually the reality where they're cribbing about it.
Yeah.
They either don't have a great life, they don't have friends, they don't have a great family life, and all of that stuff. Cool. So yeah, you might want to ask, whose lives am I living that I have to work hard to achieve what I can, instead of being the infinite source of joy that will invite everything to me with total ease.
Yeah.
And everything that doesn't allow that for all of you, are you willing to destroy and uncreate it, please? Good and bad, right and wrong, fucking pot, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. All right, it's time to wrap up. Thank you, people. It was fun speaking. I hope to see you all in the near future. And whatever you're not willing to be, look at it, ask, and what if you showed up as you, that would give you everything that you're asking for, including money.
Hey, Pramod.
Yep.
I have a request for you and Vijay. We were on your call, the first call, about commitment.
Yeah, that recording is messed up. This one's going to be fine. That's being sorted out. That's being sorted out.
Okay, that and today, and maybe if you guys are okay, you could probably choose the topic patterns, because I think all of us are constantly, at some point we keep looping back.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt, because I know this call will end anytime. We will look at that. Okay. So Vijay, it's up to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll follow up.
All right, guys. See you all soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.